Hey there, I'm Sage and you're watching D&D Daily. Today we're doing a character build on Shi Ton, he who knows 10,000 things. In order to play Shi Ton, you are going to be an Owlin Knowledge Domain Cleric with the Lorehold background. Shi Ton is a Lorehold graduate, and he is a true Arcanomancer. It is Shi Ton's goal in life to bring forth truth and knowledge from the past. He falls into the order side of the Lorehold philosophy, valuing the structure that sapient creatures bring to a chaotic world and finding truth therein. Shi Ton travels to explore archaeological dig sites, find old tomes and tombs. Treasure is great, but there is no greater treasure than knowledge. Shi Ton is orderly and systematic. He approaches the world in a logical, one step at a time kind of way. This way he makes sure that he doesn't miss a step and therefore doesn't miss a piece of the truth. He values knowledge above all else. If it wasn't already clear, one of his artistic pastimes is he enjoys sculpting statues that depict the past as the past truly was, as opposed to a glorified version of it. If it wasn't already clear, I've taken heavy inspiration from Wan Shi Ton from Avatar the Last Airbender, so just think a small version of him whenever you have questions about his personality, and you'll probably have the right answer. In combat, what separates Shi Ton from other clerics is his ability to fly and the fact that he is forced to wear light armor. This highly incentivizes a long-ranged playstyle to avoid damage and take advantage of his superior mobility. This may be in the form of doing a single powerful concentration spell followed up by plenty of sacred flames, guiding bolts, or any other single action cast. If Shi Ton identifies an enemy who can only melee attack, he can cast Spiritual Guardians and hover above the enemy's head out of their range. The enemy cannot attack back, has his movement reduced, and is stuck in the blender that is Spiritual Guardians, turn after turn. Being the Knowledge Domain Cleric, it gives him access to the Confusion spell at 7th level. This spell is a mass debuff control option, which is something clerics simply do not have, so it's nice to give Shi Ton a little bit more versatility. Also from the Knowledge Domain, he gains Suggestion, which is a super versatile spell both in combat and out of it, and is perfect for creative players. If you're not one of those creative players, just tell them to flee in peace continuously. By being part of the Lorehold College, we get the free Strixhaven Initiate feat, which gives us 2 cantrips that we already had access to, but also a first level spell from the Wizard spell list that we can cast once a day for free and can use our spell slots thereafter. The major candidates for this in my eyes are Silvery Barbs, Shield, and Find Familiar. All are excellent and bring something special to the character, but I would personally choose Silvery Barbs. This puts you in more of a support category, and being able to fly around and cast Silvery Barbs as needed will make you one hell of a nuisance for any enemy to deal with. Out of combat is Shi Ton's specialty. Most of the magic that comes from being a student of Lorehold and from the Knowledge Domain Cleric is all about gathering information magically. So, I cannot emphasize this enough, Shi Ton has a massive toolkit for gathering info magically. Spells like Identify, Augury, Borrowed Knowledge, Find Object, Comprehend Languages, Speak with Dead, Arcane Eye, Stone Shape, Legend Lore, and Scrying each can be used in niche situations to gather important and useful information. Mix them all together and you have a master of information gathering. He is excellent at scouting, gathering information, and even getting metagamey information. If this wasn't enough already, he can use his Channel Divinity, Knowledge of the Ages, to be able to have proficiency in any skill or tool for the next 10 minutes. This makes him an excellent skill monkey. On top of this, he gains Read Thoughts, which as the name suggests, allows him to read somebody's mind and suggest them afterwards. He gains this at level 6. I wanted to touch in on Augury a little bit because it is kind of a tricky spell to use, but it's really powerful in the right hands. You have to word your statement very precisely or your answers won't be useful. I recommend doing very specific, straightforward statements. I plan to open this chest, or I plan to make a deal with Darius, are good examples. A bad example might be, is the city of Redwater dangerous? It is far too big of a thing, and there will inevitably be dangerous and safe things in such a big city, so your answer is going to be muddy. If used well, Augury will become a powerful tool in his tool belt, being able to gain answers to the niche situation in front of you. If you take nothing else from this section, I hope you take away that Shi Ton is versatile in his information gathering. He's definitely going to be a boon for any party with a versatile mind to back him up. During Shi Ton's downtime, he will use it to find truths. This means exploring historical sites or diving into historical tomes. A special find is the corpse of someone central to history, as Speak with Dead can be cast once every 10 days to learn all sorts of new things. Once he gains the spell Stone Shape, he will use it to create sculptures of history and try and make them as close to the truth as possible. The key mechanics of playing Shi Ton is that he starts off as a skill monkey. He gets expertise in religion and history at level 3 thanks to being part of the knowledge domain, and he gains proficiency in stealth thanks to being an Owlin. He has excellent dark vision, doubling most characters at a distance of 120 feet, and he can fly absolutely silently, so he's actually pretty impressive at stealth for just being a scholar. As far as stats go, he is most interested in wisdom by a wide margin, followed by constitution and dexterity next. The other three won't be very useful to him, though he may find some use in intelligence as he goes in search for truth. The weaknesses of playing Shi Ton is that he is a long-range combatant, so close quarters combat, especially combat that makes it so he can't use his movement, such as grappling, is especially dangerous. He also comes with lower AC than what most clerics get because he's forced to wear light armor to be able to fly. So he's going to be squishier than you're used to if you've played a cleric before. And finally, anything that knocks him from the sky, so prone, stunned, paralyzed, any condition that's going to bring him down from the sky can result in massive damage as he slams into the ground. As an NPC, Shi Ton is perfect for a librarian, an archaeologist, a professor, and anything else along those lines. He could be invaluable to the party as a spellcaster that can cast spells to gather info, track down people, and things along those lines, deciphering old messages and such. If he were to get into combat with your party, he would keep his distance and would be far more likely to retreat than fight to the death. The keynote for me to hit with Shi Ton is to use magic to find truth in your DM's world. Be the digger, find the history, find the answers. Frustrate your DM because you ask so many questions and you have the magic to back up those questions, so they really have no excuse but to give you the answers. How would you use Shi Ton in one of your games? What would you do to make them more flavorful or just a better character? Let us know in the comments below. We are D&D Daily. We release new D&D content every day, so we will be here tomorrow. If you want to join us then, hit the subscribe button so you can keep up with us. See you on the next one.